here's another little theme that I want to hit on. Scary backup situations, okay? Scary, scary, scary. I got a few that pop up to me this weekend that I think are a little scary, all right? I'm going to go off and I'll kind of unpack them as we go here, right? The Jets quarterback situation, the Lions situation, the Rams, why Jimmy Garoppolo is suspended for the first 6 games on PEDs. That's scary, right? And the Cowboys to a degree. I'm not going to say the Cowboys and the Chiefs is not scary. I just want to see a little bit more, and I'm not sure where it's going to go, right? Carson Wentz, he did some good things in the game the other night. Man, he looks big, and he does look a little out of shape to me, all right? But all in all, you know, it's interesting he's their backup. I think if there's one guy that can get Carson Wentz, you know, believe in themselves and getting the team to believe in him a little bit, it's Andy Reid. And, of course, we know that Patrick Mahomes is not going to be threatened by him at all. But I just think that's an interesting one. The Cowboys one is interesting because of this, right? First off, I want to go, Cooper Rush ain't a bad backup. I mean, 2 years ago he had a play. They went, 4-1, 3-1, something like that with him at quarterback. He's not horrible, certainly. I mean, he can run the offense. He can make some plays down the field. He's smart. He knows how to play the game. But they traded for Trey Lance. They want Trey Lance to be the backup, it seems like, especially watching that game yesterday or last night, right, against the Los Angeles Rams. So, yeah, that situation there is odd in the fact that, hey, I think Cooper Rush is a pretty solid backup. I know Trey Lance is sexier and probably has a stronger arm and is faster, but what I saw from Trey Lance in 25 for 41 and 188 yards the other night is still the same things that I worried about with Trey Lance when he was with the 49ers or in North Dakota, right? The throwing is not smooth. It's still not natural, right? Go back, anybody out there. Watch a lot of the throws. I know there's some pep on the ball. I like that. But the ball's all over the place, even on completions. I mean, yeah, it's complete down the middle, but the guy had to jump up 7 feet in the air and stretch his arms out or go to the ground or turn his body and stop, whatever there. Again, to me, just looks more like a great athlete than a guy that can really play quarterback, and that's where I just question that. I'm not going to say that Dallas situation is scary, but I do wonder what's going on there. And, yeah, I do wonder if they make Trey Lance the starter, can he consistently move that offense on a game-to-game basis if he's got to play 2 or 3 games? I don't know. I question that, all right? The Rams, you heard me bring that up, and I'll stay on that because we're talking to Cowboys-Rams anyways. Stetson Bennett, I mean, I'd be shitting my pants if I was Sean McVay and I had to start the season as Stetson Bennett as my backup quarterback. I'm sorry. That's what I would. You know, hey, Matthew Stafford, we know, is getting up there in age. He's been injured quite a bunch in his career. You got a team in the Rams that I would say, you know, I would say is one of the Super Bowl teams in the NFC. I'm not going to say they're up there with the 49ers or, you know, the Eagles or maybe the Detroit Lions, but I think or the Green Bay Packers, but I think I'd still put them in that conversation, right? I mean, they stood there toe-to-toe with the Lions last year in the wild card game. I mean, could have won the football game. I think they're that caliber of a team. That would scare me. The first 6 weeks, man, Matthew Stafford got hurt week 1 and had to miss a few weeks, and you got to go with Stetson Bennett? I'd be scared to death. Stetson Bennett, you know, I know he did well at Georgia. He's got a little charisma and pizzazz about him, certainly, right? But he's undersized. He doesn't have a big arm. And the interceptions in the game the other night, I know it's preseason and you're going to look a little rusty and not be your best, but all 4 of the interceptions were horrible. I mean, they're horrible. It's horrible looking, horrible decisions. Like, what the hell are you looking at? What are you thinking type of throws, right? I guarantee Sean McVay is a little worried about that situation today. So they'll continue to battle there and all that, but going to be interesting to see where that goes. And, yeah, I've definitely got my antennas up a little bit with Garoppolo being suspended for those first 6 weeks. Now, the other 2 I brought up, the Lions, they're a Super Bowl team. We know that. I might pick the Lions to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. I mean, we know that. They're that type of – they got it all. What don't they got, right? But this is one situation where I'd be a little scared. I know Jared Goff has had for his most part of his career, has stayed healthy. He's tough SOB. There's no doubt about that. But Nate Sudfeld is your backup? I don't know if I would love that if I'm a Detroit Lions football fan or if I was working in that front office there. I think that they really thought maybe Hendon Hooker would be a little further along than what he is, and maybe that they thought he could be a viable backup, and maybe he can, right? I know they spoke pretty well about him early on in training camp, but I know, he didn't necessarily impress people at Giants training camp last week when they had some of the joint practices and all that. But we'll see. I know he didn't get to play a whole lot last year. He was battling with an injury and coming off that ACL. He is an athlete. We saw that in the Giants preseason game Thursday night. He can certainly run and get yards like that. He got a little dinged up. He's got to learn how to protect himself, right? But, yeah, I got to see him play more in decisions and what type of throws and what his arm looks like and all that. But to me, that's a little bit of a dicey situation as far as the backup quarterback situation for a Super Bowl team in the Detroit Lions. And then the last one is the Jets. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers has been hurt a decent amount the last 2 years. He missed all last year. He was hurt the year before that in Green Bay with the thumb and some of that, right? His play, again, is not, in my opinion, up to Aaron Rodgers' standards his last year in Green Bay. We know that too. And I think even the year before that, when they lost to the 49ers in the divisional game at home as the number 1 seed, I would say that wasn't up to my standards. Yeah, it was really good, but Aaron Rodgers still has the ability to, I think, to take over games with his arms and his physical ability. And he plays the game too close to the vest, in my opinion. And that's just not the way you win the Super Bowl in the NFL right now. Not with some of these quarterbacks and teams we got. You got to be aggressive. You got to make plays. You got to do it that way. Rodgers, his age, being backed up by Tyrod Taylor, yeah, that scares me. Tyrod Taylor is the most hurt backup quarterback ever. I mean, he's always hurt. He gets hurt every time he's in there. And now he's backing up a guy that's been hurt a lot the last 2 years and is up there in age. That would scare me a little bit for a team where I'd go, the roster is Super Bowl caliber with the New York Jets, right? So that's where we'll see where that goes. But those are scary backup QB situations for me in the NFL, that I think were worth bringing up. Yo, what's up? Thanks for watching, homies. You know it's the off-season, but there's no off-season with Chris Simms Unbuttoned. It's the NFL. It goes all year around, all right? So hit subscribe, please, to hear my thoughts on your favorite team, your favorite quarterback, and, hey, how this season might unfold as we get ready for the 2024 season. We got a better picture, clearer look now that the draft is over, free agency. We know who's playing quarterback for certain teams. So, again, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. Check you out soon.